Let's talk about this YouTube rapper tier list that QUADECA put out, man. Because I seen it, I seen the video, and boy, do I have an opinion on it. This is his opinion, and this is just my opinion, so you can take that for what it is. But I have an opinion on this thing. Mainly the top of his list. It's mainly the top, man, that I have a problem with. We're going to go through this thing. Now, first of all, let me say this. If I put a list together, QUADECA would be near the top or at the top. He's one of my favorite YouTube rappers. Let me get that out the way. But I just disagree with his list, man. We're going to go through this thing one by one. Now, he does play music samples throughout this thing. We're going to cut around that because I ain't trying to get copyrighted. So we're going to go through this, man, because I have opinion on it. And I'm entitled to it. So let's go. Let's go through this.
Thing with the F tier, that's gonna be Jake Paul, okay? Although he is obviously the worst rapper here, I am very optimistic.
But I also think he's being nice right here. He only said he's the worst rapper here. In my opinion, he might be the worst rapper ever. So I think QUADECA is actually being pretty nice right now. Just my opinion. Let's go.
For Jake Paul's future because he's going to jail. And maybe
he's going to jail.
After he gets out of jail, he'll have something to rap about besides, you know, buying merch. Now, moving on to the E tier. I don't think anybody here is E tier, alright? I think we're gonna move straight to the D tier, and that's where we're putting Logan Paul. Now, he did this diss track, this Going Broke diss track.
It was pretty fire. I don't like any of his music either when he puts out music, but his diss track, his Antonio Brown diss track was pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie.
That was actually, like, it was actually good.
It was.
Like, that shit was fire. Like, he was riding the beat. When would one expect Logan Paul to be riding the beat with such proficiency, you know? Good job, Logan Paul. Very positive video. Very positive. Now, moving on to C tier, we have Tom MacDonald. Now, Tom is clearly a better rapper than Logan Paul. You know, he can flow well, but just not really for me. Probably gonna get hate for this because he's got...
And that's okay. Look, I'm not mad at that one, even though I enjoy Tom MacDonald's music, mainly because he has something to say. He's not crazy lyrical. He gets lyrical, but he's not crazy lyrical. But he has something to say, which is, and he has the I don't give a shit attitude, which I like. So, but I might it's who he puts with him. We're gonna keep going, but we'll talk about that
like
when we get to
you know, huge fan base or whatever. But you know, I get it. He's a self-proclaimed troll. You know, he doesn't care about the PC culture or everyone who's triggered. I just don't find the music to be that enjoyable or his rapping skills to be like mind-blowing or anything. I definitely do think that he's talented and he's good production. His music videos are really good. Yeah, C tier for now. Not a horrible tier to be in by any means.
Straight white man.
Next in C tier, we got Luke Gawne. He made a lot of noise this year from his Death to Mumble Rapper song, which actually he did two of them, you know, which I think is a little bit excessive. You don't need to kill mumble rappers once you already killed all the mumble rappers. Let's watch the clip. Like, clearly, he's a skilled rapper. My problem comes from, I feel like a lot of times he goes into the rapping fast without saying anything kind of territory. I'm a hoobity hoppity boobity.
True, but if you've watched some of Gawne's recent stuff, at least it seems to me he's kind of coming off of that a little bit more. So I think he gets it. The fast rap is a good gimmick. But when you're listening to somebody and you don't know what they're saying, it's kind of a little off-putting, you know, after a while. So it seems to me he's been kind of coming off of the fast rap shit lately. Anyway, let's go.
To be fair, I've seen a lot of Gawne's newer stuff, which I think he's making a lot of improvements on. So I don't want to just seem like I'm being an asshole. Gawne, don't take it personally. I'll be on the lookout for all of your newest shit. Just leave the mumble rappers alone.
Leave him alone.
Please. Next, it is time for a controversial choice. RiceGum. C tier.
This is why I have a problem with Tom MacDonald and even Gawne being at the C tier, because you cannot tell me that RiceGum is as good as a rapper as either one of them. So either you move RiceGum down to D, or you move them two up to B. Either way, them three being on the same tier together, not okay with me.
In my
Let's
last
go.
tier list, I had RiceGum at the B tier, disregarding that he doesn't write any of his own music.
Which
And I
is a
probably
problem.
would have kept RiceGum at B tier if he didn't release anything else for 2020. But after all, it's a 2020 update. But I'm not gonna lie, I do think RiceGum has had some absolute internet classics. Like all of these on the screen right now, those are bangers. You can't deny it, okay? You can't deny it. I mean, you could probably deny it, but now it is time for the B tier. All right, now is the real deal. We got Randolph. I said in my last tier list that I think he's making a lot of improvements, and I think he's made me proud. So yeah, I moved him up to the B tier. Randolph, if you're watching this, I'm excited to see what you're doing next. I'm always on the lookout for your latest stuff, and I wish you nothing but the best. All right, next in B tier. Who is in B tier? We're gonna put Flight Reacts, okay? Flight Team Stand Up! In 2020, Flight is making actual bangers. Like this is, I said from the beginning, this is a no meme tier list. This is not a meme. I literally have Flight songs on my playlist. I've been recording with Mike G for, you know, a lot of making my album. I've run into Flight like so many times. He's been putting that work in. I'm telling you, I haven't heard it, but I know that he's got some bangers in the vault. It's June, you know what I'm saying? You know what that means. All right, now that's about it for the B tier. We're moving on to the A tier. Started it off in A tier. We're gonna put the main man, Crypt. Now I know Crypt, he was A tier last year, but I do just want to give him some props. He's dropped like 2 albums in the span, which I haven't even dropped any. Listening to his albums, he actually, I think, has a knack for storytelling and putting together like a cohesive project, which I think is pretty rare. Good shit, Crypt. Keep it going. Next in the A tier, we got Dante. Upgrade alert. A tier for sure. I think he could be S tier, bro. Like that's probably one of the best. Dude, that shit is fucking fire. Come on. How was he in B tier before? Sincerest apologies. Come on, bro. Next in the A tier, we got 6 Seconds. And he's been doing his thing for like many years. Like there's videos of him,
in my opinion,
doing ciphers. He's a real deal. So yeah, for sure A tier. Next in A tier, we got this guy right here, 100 Kufis. I hope I'm saying that right. A new face to the tier list. Yeah, and I just wanted to give him some props. But yeah, this is the kind of shit I love to see. I feel like it advances the platform. You know, like not gimmicky, just like good lyrics, good music, good rapping. Like, what more can you ask for? And now, last but not least, in the A tier, we got the man Dax. Yeah, I do think Dax is getting a lot better, even though I already thought he was pretty good. Yeah, good shit, Dax. Keep it up. Now moving on to the S tier. Everybody left. If you see yourself left on the screen, congratulations. I think that you are an S tier YouTube rapper. We got KSI, Samad Savage, Screw, and Lex Ratcher. Now let's go through.
This is the problem I have with his list. The main problem I have with this list. Now, there is no way in hell you can say KSI is a better rapper than Crip, Dante, Six, who I just said should be at the top. Then you got Hunter Kufi and then Dax. There is no Randolph. Look, he's not even better than his boy Randolph. Randolph is a better rapper than KSI. So but you cannot tell me KSI is a better rapper than any of these guys. I think he had KSI at the C tier last year. That's where he should be. He should be with RiceGum. That's where he should be. He should not be at the top of this list. I think sometimes people are just blinded by how many views a video gets or how many YouTube subscribers somebody has. There is no way in hell you can tell me. Now, I know this is his opinion, man, but I'm entitled to disagree with, and I strongly disagree with this. There is no way KSI is a better rapper than anybody in the A list. Anybody, and I don't know, was it Flight Reacts? I don't know who that is, but he's not even better than Randolph. Disagree, 100%. We're going to keep going.
All of these rappers individually. First off, we got to start it off with KSI. Now, KSI, in my last tier list, he was in the C tier, okay? I'm ranking these artists on their ability to make enjoyable music, right? And on this list, I think KSI is making the most enjoyable music of anybody. And that's why he's S tier. Now, I'm not trying to be a dick rider or anything. Obviously, he's not the most lyrical rapper on here like anybody in the A tier or other people in the S tier probably.
And that's really my point. This is the YouTube rapper tier list, not the because I have come out of KSI's videos plenty of times thinking, because his videos are dope as hell. I ain't gonna lie, his videos are done crazy good. His beats are hot as hell. But when I come out of a video and I'm thinking how hot the video was and how hot the beat was, as opposed to what he's actually saying, how lyrical he is, that's a problem to me. And that is damn near every time I come out of a KSI video. I listened to his album. I listened to his new album. The only song I actually was rocking with was Millions, because it was actually real shit. The rest of it, whatever. But this is not a YouTube music video tier list. It is a YouTube rapper tier list. And you cannot say he's a better rapper than anybody in the A, B, or even the C category. Let's keep going.
Him if they had to go one-on-one rapping, you know, like KSI, if you're watching this, you know that's probably true. And yeah, you know, I know there's been obviously a rivalry between me and KSI and whatnot, but everything aside, you gotta love what he's doing and what he's doing for the YouTube rap scene. The type of music that he's creating is pretty versatile. It's super well produced. It's catchy. He's made some songs that have had like real mainstream success.
But that's the problem.
It's fun to listen to. He's not trying to go, I'm a hit him with the venom and the venom. Like he's just trying to make a fun song. And I think a lot of times it works out. This song Poppin', I know we got a lot of hate because Lil Pump and Smoke Purple, it's the mumble rappers. But like this shit is it's a bang. Down Like That, that's another one. There's nobody else that's doing for like YouTube rappers what KSI is doing. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm putting everything aside. Big respect. I think you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, and that's why I'm putting KSI at that.
I feel so bad. I'm not talking about QUADECA, because I know he knows what a real lyricist sounds like. But look at what has been happening over these last few months. You had people, you had Royce put out an album. Jadakiss put out an album. Lloyd Banks has been dropping some fire ass freestyles lately, and none of that has come close to the views that KSI got on anything he dropped in his last album, which it's a big problem. People these days are so caught up in how hot somebody's beat is or how dope somebody's music video is that they forget what a real lyricist sounds like these days, and it is a goddamn shame. It's a crime in my book. Now, I'm not talking about QUADECA, like I said, because I know he knows what a real lyricist sounds like.
S tier. Simple as that. He's taken on a lot of the biggest hate from YouTube rap because, you know, he's probably the biggest. That's how it's going to be. You know, there's always going to be that stigma. I do think he still has a lot of room for improvement, but overall, I'm really glad to see what he's doing. I think the Poppin' Challenge, that was great. If I can just make a little point here, I think that what KSI is doing needs to be done by a lot of other YouTube rappers in order to overcome this sort of YouTube rap stigma of just like corny, fast rapping, whatever. I do think that at the end of the day, good songs will rule over everything. But yeah, enough with KSI. Right, yeah, I haven't talked about KSI enough. This right here, this is Samad Savage. Bro, like that's just fire, and that's not even his song. That was just him doing a little cypher. Like, I really do think that he has potential to be really big because he knows how to make songs, and he raps really well, he sings well, production is great. He's fire. I had Screw in S tier last year. I think that he's maintained S tier. You know, his diss tracks, like all the shit that he's been dropping, I think's been really fire. I don't know what specific clip to play, but shout out to Screw. And finally, to end it, we got Lex Bratcher. She might be the smallest on this list, but everything that I've seen from her, whenever
fire.
I watch it, I'm like,
lie. She's dope as hell. She's crazy lyrical.
Goddamn, you know? Yeah, it's just fire, just fire. And yeah, she was like featured on Tech Nine's album. She's making moves, so shout out to her. But yeah, another person whose actual music I think is enjoyable and who I think could go a lot further than where she's at right now. So yeah, that concludes this tier list. It's been a long journey, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Sorry for taking such a long hiatus, but I've just...
There you go. Look, and like I said, that where he has KSI is the problem I have with the list. Is the main problem, and it's a big problem because you can't tell me he's better than who was in A, B, or C. He should be in C. That's where he should be. But like I said, this is just my opinion, and KSI is good for YouTube. 100%. But just because all your music is putting up the numbers that his music puts up doesn't mean the shit's fire. Like I said, Millions is the only one that I actually rocked with because it was real shit. The rest of his music, I mostly like his videos. I like his beats, not what he's. I'm gonna start going off. I'm just gonna end this right here. But like I said, just my opinion. I'm entitled to disagree with QUADECA's. And like I said earlier, also, I would put QUADECA at the top of my list. Just saying. Other than that, I'm out.